What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda, rocking her Packers jersey, ready to recap
Yeah.
Week 10.
In
Who
honor
is
of
it?
Tucker Kraft going out for the season with a season-ending injury, I've got my Jermichael Finley on today. I don't have
Oh,
a Tucker
yeah?
Kraft jersey, so we're just it's my ode to Tucker Kraft and his injury this year. So as close as I
and,
could
we,
get.
and we got All-Pro Abe. Great to have you back on, John Abraham. Always great to talk football with you, and excited to recap Week 10.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Amanda's excited. I'm excited. Alex excited. Let's go.
Hell
Excited
yeah, we got
might not be the right word for me, but we'll see.
10. Hey,
10.
whether it's
You're
frustration,
excited.
whether it's happiness, it still is excitement. They come from the same area.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start off with Thursday night. We don't really need to talk too much about this one, Abe. The Broncos win an ugly game over the Raiders, 10-7. Abe, what's your thoughts on Denver? Their 7-game winning streak, they're 8-2. All signs are pointing like this team is a contender, at least in the AFC West, but they're really struggling with slow starts and Bo Nix up and down play. What do you see when you look at the Broncos?
Well, we got to give credit to the wind and to the conditions. The conditions made the game very unlike hinged for everyone. So you got to throw that in there. But they're literally just a fourth quarter team, as we've seen. But you want to like say they're a good team, but it's hard to say because I mean at the end of this year when it's over with and you see the record and they end up being like 11 and whatever, or they're 7-2 now. So if you're looking at numbers, you're like they're a good team, but also you got to say they barely beat the Raiders. And I'm like, and I'm not trying
Yeah.
to trip about the conditions, but we got to say the conditions were not great for everyone. But these are the kind of teams that we want to see the 35-7. We want to see the 28, or even if it was 10-7, but like controlling the clock 40-15 or some weird thing like that. So I can't really call it because it was just because if they would have lost to the Raiders, we would have been talking totally different. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Bo Nix is not the great quarterback they thought he was, or this. And it was so close. There was only a couple plays that it could have flip flopped him in a different game.
Yeah, it's crazy to me
Yeah.
that
I
like
mean,
you look at this team and they're squeaking by wins. It reminds me of the 2020 Steelers teams that started 11 and 0 and then lost 5 of the last 6 and then were completely stomped on by the Browns in the wild card round. Like, but this Broncos team, I mean, I know I'll talk shit about them, but they just played 7 games in 39 days. That is such a like I can't find exact numbers, but I think that's the most games in that short of a period. I mean, they're winning all of them. Like they're squeaking by
yeah.
wins, but they're playing so many games in such a small window. Like, congrats on them for winning, but ugly. And honestly, like this win, it's more about a kicker missing a game-tying 48-yard field goal with 4 minutes left in the game than it is about the Broncos pulling off a win. Like special teams is such a conversation point this week because there were so many games that could have been easily shifted by kickers making their damn kicks.
Yeah, special teams was huge this week. And yeah, the Raiders, I mean, 2 penalties took 2 touchdowns off the board in that game. Bo Nix with 2 interceptions kept the game closer than it should have been. So while the Broncos are winning and they're on an impressive 7-game win streak, I'm not sold on them. I don't think the NFL is sold on them yet. They have to continue to keep proving it because there's still a long ways to go.
It's crazy that their fans were booing them too. Like their fans
Yeah.
aren't even sold on their team this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't get any easier as the 5-4 Chiefs at the 8-2 Broncos in week 11. And that's going to be hard fought. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. Um, Amanda, speaking of another great game, right? Let's talk about your team.
Oh man. I mean, we're talking about Thursday night football. Green Bay had a Monday night, Thursday night football game. That was the most Thursdayest Monday night football I've ever seen. And I mean, 0-0 at a halftime. Like both teams starting slow on offense. Defense has played lights out in this one. But there's so much to talk about in this one. I have some paragraphs. I'll try to keep it succinct. So everyone wants to ask me, like, oh, are you more concerned about Jordan Love or Matt LaFleur? My issue is I don't know if Jordan Love is a good quarterback because he has no one to give the ball to. Like if he had Devontae Adams out there, would he look better? Like he's been throwing to a bunch of no-name rookies his entire career. He's never had the obvious number one wide receiver who stayed healthy. So I'm still holding out hope that Jordan Love isn't what he looked like in this game. But I mean, play calling in this one. The Eagles defenders calling out plays as we're running them is so embarrassing. Like predictable shotgun 4th and 1. Like Jacobs was like, I didn't even want to run that play because they called it out as we lined up. Like they knew what was coming. Like, and I understand we only had 2 people to give the ball to in this matchup. So obviously it was going to be Josh Jacobs here. Like our receivers weren't catching anything. But
Yeah.
my biggest, I mean, special teams, Alex. I talked about us having Havrizik on the bench in active roster placement and McManus still playing. How are you going to have the franchise record setting kicker who went 10 for 10 in his 2 games he's subbed for McManus on the bench? Well, McManus, we're not even attempting a 57 or a 58 yarder. We're going for it on 4th and 9. We're punting the ball away. If you're not even going to attempt a 57-yarder when the record right now is so much longer than that, like I am so embarrassed for how this team is being managed and what is happening with coaching.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Matt LaFleur seems to be struggling at times with play calling and being comfortable and especially situationally on that 4th down, I would call a timeout there. It's such an important play. You got to make sure you've got the right play called, and with Philly knowing what's coming, that's just worst case scenario.
So embarrassing. Did you see what he said when people were like, "Hey, McManus says he's been playing injured," which, A, the kicker shouldn't be announcing to the media like, "Yeah, they've had me playing injured. That's why I've been so shitty." First of all, that's an in-house thing. But secondly, they asked LaFleur about it, and he was like, "Oh, I don't talk to kickers."
Yeah.
Abe, isn't that a bad look for a team?
Honestly, since I played the game, I'm going all the way back, but I'm going back from what you first said about them knowing the play. That's football. Even if they know the play, you still got to run the play. And you got to man the F up. Like there are so many times that I've been in games and we already knew what the play was going to be because we have a percentage of what they do.
But were you shouting it at the offense, like as a different player? Yeah. Okay.
Totally have done that. So.
Okay.
For me, it was like nothing. Like that's what you're supposed to do as a defense. Like if you watch the greats like Ray Lewis, you watch the greats like you see those guys. Like I had Brian Cox. That's how I learned how to do that stuff because I never used to know plays. But when you call the plays out, it's a sight thing. And you saw how they got in the running back head because he was like, "Oh my God, I didn't want to run it." You're a dumbass. Don't tell people that.
Okay.
Like because you already gave up on the play already. Oh, I didn't want to run it. 9 out of 10 of those plays, we kind of know what's coming. Unless it's like when you see the ridiculously trick play, you see everybody just be shook. But we have a percentage of what play is going on at 4th down, what play is going on at 3rd down. So they probably could have called most of their offense. And they probably called that play because he just got super excited. Because sometimes you just get super excited. We're like, oh shit, they running this play. Hey, bro, they running it. They're going to run this dumbass play. So sometimes that happens. But if you watch football games, like watching tape and being an offensive player to say that, oh, they knew the play. Like, dude, we probably knew all y'all plays. I mean, y'all. It's not like
I feel like we normally don't hear it. Like you could hear it on the screen. Like maybe it was just quiet at that moment. But as a fan, hearing them call out the play,
you remember when Cam was like, and he was like, you've been doing your research. You remember when Cam said it to Clay Matthews? He was like, oh, you're doing your research because we know that they know the plays, but it's our job to make it work. So if you're the O-line and they're running the play, you better block your ass off. Or if you're the quarterback, even with the quarterback saying he probably could have changed the play, like you said, call a timeout or something like that. But that is a part of the game. So for me, it was like, why is he talking about, they knew the play? Like, dude, like half the plays I know. And that's what I always tell people, like, football is the better you are here and don't worry about this as much. That's the better player you are because everybody think it's just about being strength and stuff. So for me, the running back saying that they knew the play, it should have been like, you still should have transitioned and made it happen. Like all these plays, that's football though. That's like when Alex sends us the sheet of what we need to know about what we're talking about, that's the same thing. So if we go right into something, that's the same sheet. So he can't be like, oh my God, they knew the play. Shut up.
So Josh Jacobs shouldn't have said anything there. I will say Josh Jacobs cheese cleats were the coolest part of the Packers in this game, besides our defense. Our defense was awesome in this one. It cracks me up that there are Eagles fans talking about how missed holding calls on Jalen Carter. They're like, well, he was held twice and they didn't call it. And I was like, twice? Oh my God, that's so nice for him. Micah Parsons is taken hostage and held up for ransom multiple times a game. But I don't think the refereeing. I know Jason Kelsey, my man, this week said, "Listen, I love the Eagles, but if this had been officiated fairly, the Packers should have won this one," which is crazy to hear from Jason Kelsey. He's like, "Listen, I'm objectively, that would have changed the outcome of the game." I mean, I picked the Eagles to win. You guys know I picked the Eagles to win. Like they have not. I mean, every time they have extra time to prepare for a game since Sirianni has taken over, they're 12-1. If they play on a Thursday and then coming in the next week, if they have a bye week, they don't lose with extra time to prepare. He has been such a good coach at that. So not even talking shit about that. But I have my favorite part of this game is watching because we talked last week about Asante Samuel Jr., who we just lost to the Steelers. They just signed him, which is awesome for them. We talked about how poor the cornerback room is in Green Bay to the fact that we have a converted wide receiver, Bo Melton, playing cornerback. In this game, we were hurting so badly at wide receiver. We converted him back to wide receiver on that 4th and 9 play. He has hard shell tacos for hands that just fucking crumbled. He got hit in the hands and just could not catch it. I am so disappointed we did not get a quarterback because like I mean, what he can't play receiver. He sucks at cornerback. Like I don't know what to do with him, but that cracked me up a little bit. And I was like, oh, he's a receiver again. Oh, just kidding. No, he isn't. He's still got cornerback hands.
That's something that pissed me off with a lot of teams, whether it's the Packers, the Steelers, multiple teams that could have used an upgrade, could have used something at the trade deadline, and didn't do anything. I mean, how do the Saints still have Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara? Both of those guys should have been available. Jalen Waddle was available. There's plenty of guys out there to upgrade the roster.
Waddle is on my list of top 3 people who I think could come into Green Bay and help that wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know why we didn't make a move for him. Like, I want to see what Jordan Love looks like with a Devontae Adams, with a Jalen Waddle, with a T. Higgins. He plays like shit sometimes. I'm not even going to argue with that. But also, like, his receivers can't catch anything. Like, I called one of our players drop Tavian the entire season last year because he had 9 drops. Like,
He did.
Well, and we were hoping that Matthew Golden, your first round draft pick, was going to be the number 1 receiver or a go-to guy. And he really hasn't been that yet this year. He's still developing. Christian Watson in this game, he's one of he's supposed to be a number 1. He was held to just 2 catches for 45 yards. Hey, but how much easier is it for a defense when you don't have a true number 1 receiver, and it's kind of like by committee? I mean, their number 1 tight end's out. There's a lot of injuries and stuff with Green Bay right now.
Really think it's that big. Honestly, if you care that much about Jordan Love, you're saying he's that kind of quarterback. That's when you show you're that kind of quarterback. You look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had good receivers, but you gotta understand Aaron Rodgers made them good receivers.
Yeah.
Like you look at Tom Brady. You got these guys like these receivers that we've never really thought about, and now they're like just living the best life after football because of what they did with Tom Brady. And that's what makes a quarterback great. Like Matt Ryan was a great quarterback, but they gave him so much stuff. You didn't have to be like they had Tony Gonzalez, you had Julio, you had Roddy White. Every year we was getting another person to put in them. But what if you don't have that? If you're a great quarterback, you still have to persist and make the same numbers. Let's say you don't win the same games, but you still throwing 400 yards because you're a great quarterback. Look at Marino. We rarely talk about the receivers Marino had. Like these great quarterbacks that we call great, you might talk about McDuffie, that's it. But I'm like, you don't really talk about like, oh, he had the greatest tight end, he had Gronkowski, he had this guy. No, so I think of Jordan Love, it should be a definite, like, for Jordan Love and their offensive coordinator, this should be the biggest decision-making thing. Like, look, we want you to be this guy. You're going to have to be that guy. Like, we're not going to go get the best receivers for you because we paid you. We did it for you. We thought you were great enough to pass up Aaron Rodgers. This is your team, but we want you to flourish. We want you to have the yards. So no matter how great the receivers is or you have, to being a great quarterback in my eyes, especially when they're paying you like that, it's your job. Like we look at Tua. Like Tua had great receivers, but until we start seeing him make them great receivers great, we're not going to say he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also think play calling had a lot to do with the outcome of this game. Like losing Tucker Kraft was a big deal. And like, I mean, he's still got a couple people out there, but his receivers couldn't catch anything in this game. Like Josh Jacobs turned his body the wrong direction on a big play. Like he didn't run the route he was supposed to run. Jordan Love threw the ball exactly where he could have caught it if he had rotated the right way. And we saw a couple really bad drops in this one. But speaking of coaching, Matt LaFleur is looking to give up his offensive play calling, but they don't know who to hand it to yet. Like he said, I'll give it up as soon as we work something out. But it doesn't seem like they have like a plan. Like I don't know if they're going to bring somebody else in or what the plan is, but it seems interesting because he's like, yeah, I would love for someone else to do it. Like I don't want to do this shit. My job is on the line. I don't want to do this crap. But while I'm questioning coaching, the dumbest coaching decision ever, Nick Sirianni going
Yep.
for on 4th and 6 with 33 seconds left, up 3 points from the Packers 35-yard line.
Should have
All
cost
he
them the
needed to
game.
do there was
Yeah.
kick a field goal and seal it. So Green Bay would have had to get a touchdown to win the game. Giving the Packers the ball back, needing less than 20 yards. Obviously, the Packers offense sucked, so we didn't get the 20 yards. But giving the team an opportunity where all they needed was 20 yards with 30 seconds and timeouts left to attempt a field goal to tie the game for overtime. That is horrible coaching. It worked out for them, so no one's really talking about it. But in any other situation, had McManus not shanked it left by 30 yards of the goalpost, this would be a whole conversation about how bad of a play call that was. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
4th and 6.
It was some sloppy coaching throughout this game, and I just don't know. And then you had that Christian Watson play where the ball hits him in the back of the head.
What's so funny to me is someone they tweeted that, like a still shot of it, and they're like, hey, looking back, should Watson have caught this? And he tweeted back, he was like, yes. I love the self-awareness. He's like, no, fucking duh. I like the self-awareness there. But I think the best thing out of this season that I just kind of caught up with is the Bears and the Eagles have this weird partnership going. The Bears are 3-0 versus the NFC East, so they're just taking down the Eagles teammates in the division over there, just knocking them out for them. And the Eagles are 2-0 versus the NFC North. They haven't played each other yet, but they're just like knocking down their opponents for them. And I was like, that's cute. Like what under the table backroom deal did y'all work out for? Suspicious.
Well, speaking of the Bears, Amanda, how are you feeling right now at 5-3-1 on a 2-game losing streak, and now the Bears have a better record than your Packers? Are you worried?
I wanted a tie here. I wanted to be 5-2-2. I wanted to get rid of the half game tie, like just even it out. I would have loved a 0-0 tie. It would have been hideous, and I would have taken it. But a 0-0 tie would balance out the 40-40 tie so well. Like, oh, all offense in one, all defense in the other. Perfect. Abe looks like he's gonna puke right now. Abe hates that idea.
Oh, I don't mind.
I gotta say, I regret taking the Packers in this game. When it was, low scoring and 0-0, I was like, hey, they're still in it. There's a chance they could win it. But
there
Amanda
was a chance they could win it down to 4 seconds. If we had a kicker who could kick the ball and hit a field goal. Oh, wait, we do. He's just on the fucking bench.
Abe, Amanda's up 4 games on me now. I got my ass kicked this week. I lost 3 games this week.
I think the NFL season is starting to work back out how it's supposed to.
No, you can't say that just because I'm losing now.
Stuff that making sense is starting to make sense now. We're not being surprised by football anymore. Like, it's not like, oh my God, that happened. Now it's like, okay, now it's getting rational. Because you like the chaos. The chaos is calming down.
No, I just pulled a San Francisco 49ers and I sacrificed my entire team to fix my record. I'm the CMC of the podcast. I'm like, oh, take Tucker Kraft. It's fine. We don't need any receivers. Just take them all.
Speaking of the Bears, let's talk about this game real quick. Abe, the Bears and the Giants. And this game, the Giants were up 17-7. They were up 20-10 until Jackson Dart gets hurt once again, another concussion. He's got to do a much better job protecting himself going forward as a rookie. Now, with 2 concussions already this year, do you think that played a role in the Giants firing Brian Daboll? Do you think that he wasn't putting enough emphasis on protecting the young franchise quarterback?
I can't call that. I hate when people try to commentate and say the reason why it was because of that. I don't know. They might have had it planned, but I think they might have said, okay, if we lose these many games, we're done with them. They might have had. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I definitely think that might have something to do with it because they value that quarterback Dart more than they value the head coach. You know that right now because they felt like But he says record with 20-40. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, even if you want to keep him for another year, it won't even. It's not sensible. Like if anybody looks at the record and then we possibly can lose the quarterback that's going to be our franchise quarterback probably in a few years because you want to call the plays that he can run like a dumbass and you're not smart enough to tell him we just lost our running back and now you're not smart enough to tell. This year is not going to be a Super Bowl year. It's not going to be a playoff year. So hey, let's just keep him in the pocket, throw the ball, make it look good. Let's make it through this year and let's get it done. So, but I couldn't say Caleb Williams played well. I'll give him credit for that. I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan, but I think Chicago is definitely playing better football. They seem like a more confident team, and not like cocky. They just seem confident. They seem they're beginning to learn how to play, but they're learning how to play against bad teams. So, but they're winning though. So I can't be mad at them. Like the last few weeks, they've been playing well. They've been playing consistent. Caleb isn't being a distraction. We're not really seeing like all the stuff. It's like the quarterbacks of these days think they're receivers. They want to be like, it's like we're just seeing too much stuff on the off field they're doing, or we're seeing like, the chains on and the grills and stuff. No quarterback. Like quarterbacks, we're used to quarterbacks being kind of like the middle point of the team, like not the distraction besides throwing interceptions. But now it's like quarterbacks now want to be the face of the whole world, not just the league. Like instead of being the league face, they want to be like, oh, I want to be a rapper, or I want to be, I want to go to this concert, or I want to be dating her, or I want to be doing this. I'm like, dude, you can be a superstar if you want to, and you don't have to do all the work that everybody else has to do. You don't have to be like the cornerbacks. You don't have to be like that. All you got to do is win games. You can be a Tom. You could be a Brett Favre. You could be any of these guys, and you can be low key. Well, Brett Favre when he wasn't drinking, but you could be a low key. You don't have to do all the extra stuff to be in the media. Like just look at Patrick Mahomes. Like he don't have to do all that. Sure, he's won rings, and I know it's a crazy name to say, but as a quarterback, you don't like. I know you love Josh Allen. He don't do much though. I mean, he married to a beautiful woman, but he don't be out like, he don't be trying to do all the crazy. He just be like, look, I'm living life, coming to work, doing this. I don't have the big chains on. I don't be doing all the crazy dancing, high fives, and trying to do all this stuff. I just be a quarterback. And I think that's what's kind of missing in this league now. We have those quarterbacks that just trying way too hard.
So I feel like the Dable firing, he was fined twice for violating concussion protocols regarding Jackson Dart this season. I feel like the team as a whole, like he's now his second, like the last time he got a concussion, homeboy went in the tent and pulled him out early before they were done with concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if anything were to happen to him at this point, the liability the team would have to heft if they kept him on as head coach. I just think it gets to be too much at one point. Like I get that he's the superstar in the team and he's what's keeping you in the games with your running back out, but concussion protocols are there for a reason. Can you imagine if something happened and his CTE got bad and his career ended early because of that and they kept him as a head coach? The opportunity for being sued by the family and stuff like I feel like the team had to cut ties with him after the second time he did some shenanigans with concussion protocols. But also, I mean, the Giants, look at the games that they've lost with leads. Like 37-34 with 14 seconds left. They were up 14-3 in the second in one game. They were up 26-8 with 5 minutes left. They were up 20-10 with 4 minutes left. Like the defense is completely checking out in the fourth quarter of these games, and they're losing games that they have huge leads in. So, I mean, somewhere someone had to go, whether it's the DC or the head coach. But I mean, the head coach also getting in trouble for the concussion protocol, I feel like it just it made sense that he was the guy.
Yeah, plus the head coach stuck up for the DC and brought him back for another year. So ultimately, that's on the head coach. A lot of designed runs for Jackson Dart. And you got to think about it. Brian Daboll came up developing Josh Allen, play calling for Josh Allen. Jackson Dart just isn't that.
So different.
Yeah. So that it kind of makes sense. I was a little surprised by it, but we knew these guys were on the hot seat going into the season. I'm just surprised the Giants are sticking with the GM, the guy who let Saquon Barkley go to the Eagles. But I guess they're like Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors. We've got a core to build around, so they're gonna let this GM pick the next head coach. We'll see if they get it right. For the Bears, I'm just happy. Caleb's going to have his ups and downs, but he's slowly improving. And the thing that I'm most happy with is he shows up in the clutch. and he
Mhm.
finds a way to get the win. And so that's, you can't complain with that.
And he
Just
seems really good
happy.
at tuning out the voices too. Also, your guys' pickup of CJ Gardner Johnson,
He's
3 sacks in
been huge.
2 games. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're using him a lot, and it's working out really well. So love to see that. Um, so
the
hopefully
Giants are starting Jameis Winston next week instead of Russell Wilson. I think that's worth noting. Russ
against
came in
your
this
Packers,
game. What?
against your Packers.
Yeah, but I like that Russ came in again and they're like, "Oh, no more of that. That's enough." Like, ugh, nobody wants that.
That should be a good get right game for Green Bay against
Yeah.
Jameis Winston. It better be.
I kind of want to root for Jameis though. Like, I like that he's getting his shot finally. Like, we love Jameis, so we'll see. That's next episode.
So me and Amanda have talked about our teams. Abe, let's talk about the game you were at. You flew to Berlin, Germany, to see your Falcons play the Red Hot Colts. And this was actually a great game, very competitive, goes into overtime. Jonathan Taylor, though, I mean, you got to give Jonathan Taylor the MVP. What was it like seeing Jonathan Taylor live?
Okay, I got one big incoming text message. I had a pick six. I had a pick six. We won both games, and I had a touchdown in each game. That's from Yumi Abraham. I had to put that up there. She
Hey, girl.
she had a game tonight. She told me not to come. I'm like, I knew I should have went
Oh,
because I was so tired. I was so tired from traveling, but she just got a text like, "Oh, I had okay." All right, back to the
hey, no, we gotta celebrate their wins though. That's awesome. What a great game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And she wanted me to come. I hate that. I hate that for her. But because I'm the guy that takes all the y'all see the footage. I'm the
Yeah.
cameraman.
Are you
You're
a
the
loud
highlight guy.
sideline parent? I'm
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not. Her mom is. Her mom is the scream. I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, that's mine. Yeah, I like
I
that.
get too heated. I've had like my kids' friends' parents be like, it's kids, calm down. I'm like, sorry, it's a game. I just get too hyped. Like, I gotta chill.
Like no, but first of all, I got to say being in that arena and being a part of something that was just so crazy, man. Like I didn't realize where they were playing. So, and then we started walking towards the place. And I seen the Olympic signs, and I seen the Jesse Owens Street, and it was just like, dude, I kind of got like I played in so many stadiums, but it's the first time it felt like wow, like so much stuff went on, like where I'm at. Like I'm in the crowd, and I'm just like it's just nostalgic. Like I'm trying to look at everything. I'm trying to like remember, like wow, like somebody like he ran right there, and oh God, oh boy was right there. It's just like everything, and it's Berlin. They are different. Like their fans are. I mean, our fans are cool, but those people are they are crazy. Like, but it was so much fun, man. But I had a great time. So that's definitely. I'm so glad I went just for that, man. Like the memory of just saying that I was there for that game, and it started off. I think I might have texted y'all, I might have didn't. But watching Daniel Jones in person, he's like he has that, and I'm not trying to oversell it, but he has that Peyton Manning, and it's probably because he was in the blue and white. But you see his stature. I didn't know he was so big, and I was watching how he walks in the huddle. Watching Jonathan Taylor at the end of the game was cool, but it also showed how terrible the Falcons' defensive line has been, and losing Diablo, having a true middle linebacker, you can tell the difference. And like Amanda saying, like they knew the play, having a real like guy that can control the offense, that knows all the plays, that's what the Falcons are missing. Like, yeah, they had 7 sacks, they created some turnovers, but they still lost the game. They gave 300 yards rushing. They gave over 300 yards rushing. I don't care who you are. You're not going to see many teams win, no matter how many turnovers you have, if you can't stop the run. End of the game in overtime, he pretty much just walked into the end zone because he's ran down their throat all day, man. So it was one of those games that you want to be happy about, but also as a head coach and as a fan, you're like, how did you lose that game? And then you looked at the stats and you're like, 300 yards rushing? Oh, like how the hell y'all? Why was it even close? So the defense definitely played great. They definitely did a good job. And I can say the last couple of weeks, Daniel Jones has looked not mediocre at all, but he still looked good. But you saw like
He's got
You can see
moments.
he makes mistakes. Yeah, he makes
Mhm.
mistakes when he's pressured, almost like when he was with the Giants. He got pressured a lot. So if you put a lot of pressure on him, you get to him, you can possibly win the game with him. But the O line stood up at the end and just beat him down, man. They beat him down like I said, 30. It's crazy, man. Like I was just watching and I was like, man, yeah, that guy's good. He's good. But then I also felt bad because I'm like in the middle, and I've seen this the last 4 or 5 weeks, but it hasn't been this bad. But also this is the best player in the league, so it makes sense, you know.
It's crazy to me that the Colts fumbled the ball 4 times, but Atlanta only recovered one of them.
That was pissing me off. Early in the game, there was like three of them. I'm like, just land on it. Like,
Just get the ball. I feel like that
yeah.
needs to be like they just need to have someone just like throw something on the floor randomly during team meetings this week and like just jump on it. Um, so I was looking up. I know you're talking about Jonathan Taylor for MVP, and it's such a quarterback race lately, and I hate that. Like he absolutely deserves it. If you look at the top 20 players in scoring in the NFL this league, it is Jonathan Taylor at number one, and then 19 kickers.
Wow. Yeah, he's balling. Yeah, he's gotta be, he would be my favorite right now. I mean, I know it's a quarterback award, but
It
his
should
numbers
be.
are his numbers are better than Adrian Peterson's were when he won it. So
I mean, if this keeps up for the rest of the season, like he absolutely deserves it. Like I can't, there hasn't been a single quarterback who's been this steady and good throughout the season and hasn't, I mean, maybe Sam Darnold. Like
yeah.
he's been really like reliable this season, but no one else is really standing out.
Yeah. Matthew Stafford is starting to get some hype for it, but
That
we'll
afternoon slot is Matthew Stafford's sweet spot. Like the afternoon games are just Matt Stafford and the Seahawks just beating up on people. Like that's what the afternoon games are.
Abe, what are your thoughts on Michael Penix at this point? He kind of struggled at times in this game, but he did enough also to be in position to win it. Where's your standing on Michael Penix?
I don't really think it's Michael Penix at this point. I think it's Zach Robinson not trying to configure an offense that works for him. I think we should be an under the center offense more, or either shotgun. I mean, I know you love the whatever that pistol thing, but it's not transitioning to a good offense for us. You know, like you have Bijan Robinson, and if I had Bijan, I would put him at a running back, just playing running back, and just let him like we have a power guy in Algiers. Algiers has more touchdowns than Bijan. I mean, so when we're getting down to the goal line, they're putting Algiers in. But I'm saying that I would try to make this team a Bijan Robinson team. I would literally go
Okay.
like I say every week. If I'm a coach, like I've been a player before, and I had coaches ask me like before games, "What do you want to do this week?" Like that's what I loved about being a football player because my coach used to literally ask me. He wouldn't ask none of the other guys. He would say, "Hey, what we gonna do this week?" So what games are we gonna run? I'm like, yeah, and that what made me feel like a leader. So with Bijan, he should come like Bijan. What are the plays you want to run? Go to the offensive line. All five guys. What's your best attribute? What do you want to do? Like, do you like the pistol? Nah, I'd rather us like, just give a straight drive block. So I want to just manhandle my guy. Like, give me something that I want to do, and then everything else we can work from. Like, I had my jobs that I had to do some things in certain plays, but when it was like the certain times I can just do stuff, like, hey, we're gonna run this, boom, boom, boom. That's the kind of thing they're missing. It seems like everybody is almost robotic on this offense. Like everybody running their route exactly how they was. If you watch and I don't want to talk about quarterbacks, but you see the quarterbacks and you see the receivers, they're able to turn a slant into a post. They're able to turn because they work with each other and they know and they're not scared that like, oh, if I mess this up, I'm not going to get kicked off the field. But it seems like everybody's just so mechanical. Like the tight end is running the exact route he got to run. Like even if there are two people on, a couple times you see receivers running in the same area because they're scared. But Drake London is becoming the receiver that we've always thought he was. And they talk about Sauce Gardner, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. If you got a good receiver on a good cornerback, that's what's supposed to happen. And I think, but I definitely think that I don't want to say new offensive coordinator because I feel like Zach can possibly be a good coordinator, but he just really got to stop being in his own ass. Like stop thinking that they're one of the most narcissistic jobs when it comes to offense. You're always going to think you're better than everybody else, but it's got a certain point that it worked in the past doesn't mean it's gonna work for the same players. You got to be realistic and see what you got on your own roster.
Yeah. Yeah, I get the feeling Zach Robinson is trying to get a head coaching job, and I think that's what he's focused on more so than, just trying to get the most out of this offense. I don't know. We'll see if the Falcons are at home. They're on a 4-game losing streak now, but they're at home against the Panthers in Week 11 with a chance to get a big win, end that losing streak, and try to turn the season around. So we'll see if they can do that in Week 11. Amanda, let's talk about your Bills. And this game came out of nowhere, but you hear me say this every week. Division rivalry, throw the records out. Weird shit can happen. And
But
it's like,
before we talk about this game, I gotta call a timeout real quick because
okay.
apparently we're calling timeouts with 15 minutes in the first quarter. How the fuck? I understand they won the game, so this didn't matter in the long run, but how the fuck you can have 11 days to prepare for a game and still need a timeout with 60 minutes left on the clock in the game? What the hell was that?
That's amazing.
Hey, he wanted to make sure everyone was ready.
Oh my God. Like it worked out for them and he's rolling around trolling Bills fans and stuff, but like I don't know if I've ever seen that before in my life.
I don't
15
know
0
if
0 on the clock.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 3-7 coach trolling people either. I don't
Oh
really
God.
understand that one, but Amanda, I think the Bills were riding the high after beating the Chiefs and
Yeah.
kind of looking past Miami. Miami looked so bad against the Ravens, but the Dolphins showed up to play in this game, got out to a decent lead early, and the turnovers are what kept the Bills from getting back in this game.
I mean, Josh Allen with those two turnovers in the second half, like the interception in the end zone, like that was ugly.
Huge.
I
Yeah,
feel like they mentally were like, all right, this is a bye week. Like we beat the
yeah.
Chiefs, you've earned a bye week, and they just pretended this one was one, and it was a bad look. It's just weird because some of their issues are things that we've been talking about for years, like, oh, they got rid of their number one receiver, and yet the trade deadline's passed and they're still working with what they have. Like Khalil Shakir going for 58 yards, Keon Coleman 46 yards. Like they don't have any big breakout players.
No, another team I'm pissed about that didn't do anything at the trade deadline. They should be calling up Amari Cooper and saying, "Are you sure you are retired? Are you sure you don't want to come out of retirement?" Like they need something. Abe, the Dolphins haven't quit. They're still competing, and Devon Achane went crazy in this game. The Bills couldn't stop him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm gonna go straight to Josh Allen though. I don't know if he get comfortables with people record or something because when he played the Falcons and the Falcons were able to manipulate the system and just look like a great team, it seemed exactly what the Dolphins did. Like it almost looked like the same game, and it just
Yeah.
it's like the energy was not there. Like it wasn't like I was watching the Buffalo Bills of the exciting team that you're used to watching and seeing Josh make some spectacular plays but like even with Keon Coleman, like they've said he's probably not a number one, and he's not doing anything to benefit or make anyone say he is right now. And this might be the downfall of the Buffalo team when it comes to the playoffs because I think Baltimore is going to get better. And, even though they're playing, inconsistently right now, we don't know exactly what they're going to be. But in the AFC, if Kansas City can still just be average, because if Buffalo losing the bad teams and you only can get up when you have like the best of the best, like they say, you play up to your competition sometimes. I think that's what they're doing, but it's like that's not what we want to see. If we want to be a so-called contender, as Alex says, you got to win these games easily. It's like, and then when you're losing 16-0 at halftime, it's just like, okay, game over. We're just going to finish this half off, but you don't see any kind of fight back, which this should have been a game they should have won 17-16 or something like that. And then you would have felt good about Buffalo. So I don't know what we're getting, and it's just the NFL now, I guess, because even the Bucks don't look good no more. It's like I don't know if it's just this time of the year. And like I said, I'm just waiting for the playoffs because I don't know what football is anymore.
Well, Abe, I want to ask you, what do you think? You're seeing this throughout the league where teams get out to really extremely slow starts, where you're putting up 0 points at halftime. Have you had to deal with this on some of your teams where your defense is playing lights out, the offense isn't doing anything. And why do you think that is sometimes?
I've dealt with that my whole career, and usually it's that the defenses are way better than the offenses I'm on. But this is not. You can't say that about this. Like, is Buffalo defense that terrible? But usually when I've been on that, I've been on great defenses, and the offense just couldn't click. And, after a while, you get frustrated on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you have Josh Allen, so I don't understand what's going on. Like, because their defense isn't terrible. Well, they haven't been terrible lately, but they seem like they're kind of like just easing up. I don't know if they come in when they see a couple. I mean, sure, when I played certain teams, I was like, okay, we're gonna whoop their butt, and they might jump off, and then we'll get back to reality. But I'm like, I don't see people getting back to reality when it comes to losing games. And also, like I said, it's so weird this year. I don't understand football, Alex. Like, I don't. Like, I can tell you certain things. I can sit here and make it make sense. Like Tua came out looking like a all pro. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions, but it didn't even change the game. So it's like, what am I watching? Like, what am I watching? Like, if I look at stats, I'm looking, you saying Josh had combined 337 yards, two touchdowns, 2 turnovers. I'm like, oh, that's a regular game for him. He still won the game. No, he
That's
didn't.
the full Josh Allen experience. Like,
So I'm like, so I don't know what I'm looking at, y'all.
Amanda, a huge game next week between your quarterbacks, the 6-3 Bucks at the 6-3 Bills. This is huge. Whoever loses this is not going to be feeling good at all. It's a must win, kind of a must win at this point.
I love their shit talking clips that they did about each other. Like Baker saying Josh Allen has small hands and being like, I don't know, he's like 6'11". I gotta like phone call him if I want to talk to him. He's up there in the clouds and like with his tiny hands. They're so fucking funny. Like I love them together. I love their little bromance. I am stoked about that game. I'm gonna be wearing my Buffalo sweatshirt and my Baker Mayfield hat and just call it a day. And just I hope everyone has fun.
Rooting for a tie.
Oh yeah. I love them both too much. I love that game because I feel like it's going to match up well in that both teams have won some awesome games this season. They've also dropped some really shitty losses. So they're pretty equally matched. Like if you look at their records and like what they're doing and their rosters, I'm like they should be able to duke it out. It should be a close game.
Yeah, and I expect both teams to bring their A game. They both need a win. So yeah, I expect that to be a great game. Amanda, how about Ravens and Vikings? Vikings actually led 10-3 early, but the Ravens win 27-19. Ravens with their 3rd straight win now. Are you feeling the Ravens hype? Are they getting it going here?
I'm not gonna say that after this game. The Vikings tried to lose this game the whole time. They went full Dan Campbell, turnover on downs, go for it on 4th, every opportunity. Like, and I know both teams were going for it on 4th in this game. It was just the trend for the game, but one of them did it successfully, and the other one did. Like the Vikings were so bad in this one, just very clumsy. Like Jalen Naylor had 124 yards. Like stats wise, the Vikings looked good, minus the turnovers and the turnovers on downs. Like I was not a fan of the play calling in this one. Some bad drops. I feel like, yeah, the Ravens looked good, but it's not a good game to look at the Ravens in.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, just find ways to win games. It doesn't need to be pretty.
Just Denver Broncos it. Just pull off an ugly ass win and your record will be fine and deal with your issues next week.
Yeah, Abe, the positive momentum has to count for something. 3 straight wins. They were 1-5. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak. They got the Browns up next. Keep winning, and this thing can turn around in a hurry, don't you think?
I think it was a great win. Like I said, any win for them would be a good win just because you got Lamar Jackson back healthy. You had a defense that played well enough to win, and that's what they really need. I mean, they gave up a lot of yards, I guess, to McCarthy, but also they won the game. So for me personally, that's what they need. Like when you have a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, you have a running back like Derrick Henry, you have a team like that, getting a win, especially when you have your all-star quarterback finally back, that's what you need. Because they would have lost this game to the Vikings, which haven't been a great team, consistently great team, I guess you can say. You need this win. And even going from 3-5 and going to 4-5 now, you got to feel good about it. And like I said, it's the Vikings. Like the Vikings have played so up and down, and Baltimore has played up and down, So for me personally, I'm going with look, this was a good game for us. We got to feel good about this. Now we got to step it up another level to the team that we know we are now. This is kind of like a game for him to get back on track. This is a get on back track. Yeah, get back on track.
I think they took advantage of Minnesota playing so poorly, but if you look at penalties, Minnesota had almost 3 times as many penalties as the Ravens. They had 13-5. Like, so Minnesota spent the entire game shooting themselves in the foot. I'm glad the Ravens are healthy and they're taking advantage of that, but Minnesota was trying to lose.
But this is the time of the year where if another team's going to hand it to you, take it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah. And the Vikings, they're not looking good. And you were right all along about sitting J.J. McCarthy. Don't rush him into this. And he's just not ready. And the wheels are kind of falling off of this season pretty quickly for Minnesota.
It's crazy how numerically, like, he throws for a bunch of yards. He just doesn't keep the ball and not give it to the other team.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, something's wrong in Minnesota. And so it's Bears at Vikings next week. That's a big game. The Bears, it'd be so easy for the Bears to trip up and lose this one on the road, division rivalry. If we can take care of business and win this one, I would be feeling great. But you got to get it done.
Whoever wins will say a lot about that team.
Yeah. Yep. So Abe's talking shit in the notes here. Abe, let's talk about your Jets. You said the Jets played like butt cheeks, but they got a big win here over the Browns. And how about special teams back to back, a kick return, then a punt return? That seemed to give them the spark they needed offensively, like points wise, right, to get this win.
Yeah, it was definitely a good game for the Jets. And it said all butt cheeks Al. I was talking about you, Alex. Okay. But no, I feel like these are 2 bad teams right now. But it's not to have bad players. This definitely, after the trade, this makes them look so much better because, like, you know, well, we did all this. Like, I think they said, like, Sauce, we got all these first-round picks. You know, they got like 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years. So for me, it kind of solidifies that Aaron Glenn, we're going to keep you here for a couple of years. We're going to give you grace because we know we don't have the greatest players. We don't have the players for your scheme. So this is what's going to happen. You know, and Justin Fields, like, he is definitely not going to be the quarterback next year. Like, unless something amazing happen. I mean, this dude ain't even throwing 100 yards in the game. And it's like, watching it, I was just so excited to see the kickoffs. And I was like, you know, you only get excited for kickoff and punts. You know, that's bad. That's bad. I don't care who you are. You know, Breece Hall played well. And how do you, as Breece Hall, talk trash? With not like literally talk trash, but kind of send subliminal messages online or on there. Then you have a great game and they give you a game ball. How do you feel now? Like, I understand because I've been on teams and I was ready to go, but we didn't have Instagram, so I couldn't talk trash. But how do you feel now? Like, and then
I feel like you would have. I feel like your ass would have been on Instagram, like subtly trolling. Like,
no, I was a quiet person. I was nowhere like the Abraham I am now. I used to take stuff. If you would have told me, John, you're terrible, I would have literally packed it in my bag and like I'm one of the worst defensive ends. And like that's how I used to be. Like now I'm not like that. So if you say it now, I'm like, okay, you're right. But then I'll move on from it. But I wasn't saying that like, trust me, when I was in New York, man, my coach when I found out my head coach was telling like all the secrets that were going on in the locker room, I was so pissed off because I couldn't say anything about it. But I'm like, how do they know that I was fighting with the strength coach? Like how do they know about it? Like,
why are they in my business?
Yeah, me and the strength coach were cool though. Like, but I'm like, you know, you get in stuff in the locker room and then found out. And then after I left there, one of the reporters was like, well, you know, Herm used to tell us everything that went on. So we knew like all the stuff. And, you know, he didn't really like you. So he made sure that he tell us every time you would do something. He was really trying to create a character for you. And then I kind of roll with it. So I'm hoping that Breece can move that out of the way and become the player that he wants to be. I think this league now with him and AJ, they are so not prima donnas but I think they see they want their Hall of Fame careers, and I think the teams they're on sometimes they can't see it, and I understand it, and I wish I would have been more like that as a player. Like, dude, you got to stay in this game and get a couple more sacks compared to if I knew I was going to be this close to the Hall of Fame and not in by now. hell yeah, I would have been like, effing, I'm gonna stay at all these damn places and just try to, get these little trash sacks and stuff. So I get where they're coming from, but also you gotta value the team you're on because you never know, you might get cut and not have the same vulnerability.
I just have to say it is crazy that the Jets won the game when their quarterback had 6 completions.
Yeah. That's the recipe, man. It's just like running game, defense, and special teams.
I had to look it up, and I was like, is that the least number of completions in a win before?
Tim Tebow days.
No, Steve Bono, Don Galt, they all had one completion in a game. Like you go way back, it was lower. Mac Jones had 3 completions in 2021. I had to look it up though, and I was like, that's absurd to me. How you put up 27 points and your quarterback only completes 6 passes? Like,
win's a win.
Yeah, no, that's the motto of this week. A win's a win. Also, y'all talking about this game being butt cheeks. I was wheezing at a post that showed Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts side by side, and the caption was 2 cheeks of the same ass. It was literally the battle of the mid QBs in that game, but that was the funniest shit I've seen in a while.
How do you guys feel about Shedeur's situation now? I mean, the season's almost over with. I mean, how do y'all feel? I mean, Alex already told me how he feels. He always talking trash. So I just want to see how y'all feel. Since we're talking about the Browns and this.
Hey, if we're throwing Jameson, throw Shedeur in. Fuck it.
Dylan Gabriel's ass. I was just going to say that both Fields and Gabriel are not going to be on the teams next year, or at least starting. Dylan Gabriel was dirt and balls all game, inaccurate like crazy. I think Shedeur is going to get in, and I think they'll wait until like week 15, week 16. I thought
they said he was for sure starting the last 4 weeks of the season, regardless of what happened between now and then.
I heard something about that. We'll see if that's true or not. They keep saying they're going to keep going with Dylan Gabriel, and Browns fans are just like, what the hell is wrong with them? But at some point, he's going to get out there, and he's going to have his chance in meaningless games, but it'll be his opportunity.
I mean, all of these games are meaningless. They have 2 wins going into week 11.
Yeah, but they're not ready to call it quits yet. I don't know. I don't know what Kevin Stefanski's doing. Abe, how do you think Will McDonald with a career-high 4 sacks in this game, though? That's good to see.
I don't care.
It was Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I like to see. The young guys get off, and I think Will McDonald is going to be a good pass rusher. 4 sacks. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, but one of those Dylan Gabriel ran to him.
So he tied me, Gastineau, and what's the other guy named Klecko for 4 sacks in the game. That was the high. Even though I think I had 4.5, but they don't want to give it to me. I had 4.5 in the New Orleans game, but it was 4.5 my whole career. Now it's 4. I can't stand it yet. I really can't stand it yet. It was 4.5 my whole life. Then when I retired, it changed to 4. So now I'm tied with all those guys. So he fights for the career high.
That's rude. That's cool. Like, good for him. But to be fair, Dylan Gabriel straight up walked into him on one of those.
Yeah.
He looked like he needed a hug. Like, he thought that he was coming in for a hug. He needed emotional support. And Dylan was like, "Oh, a hug?" No. Great numbers, looks good on your record, but Dylan Gabriel is not an impressive quarterback to sack.
Not at all. And we get to watch the Jets on Thursday night at the Patriots. That should be a fun. We got 2 teams on a winning streak dueling on Thursday night. I know Amanda's excited for that one.
I'm just laughing at you said we get to watch the Jets. Since when is that a positive ever? We have to watch them. It's a Thursday night game. We have to, we're being forced to.
Division rivalry, Amanda. I think you should pick the Jets just in case.
Alex, I tried to talk you into not picking the Packers. I was like, this is why the Packers will lose. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
You were playing mind
games with them.
You were trying to screw me over. I know you're up to something.
If I'm picking against my own team, I got my reasons. I had reasons, justification. I had evidence. I give you a rundown of our quarterback room, bro. I don't know what else you needed from me.
I wasn't listening to you. I was going to outsmart you.
When has that ever worked out for you?
Abe, how about the New England Patriots on a 7-game win streak? They go into Tampa Bay and win 28-23. Man, Mike Vrabel has this Patriots team. We haven't seen the Patriots look this good since Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were running it. Vrabel and Drake May getting it done, huh?
Yeah, I think they got a great chemistry with May and with Diggs. Even bringing Diggs in, I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to literally have 100 yards a game, but I think just that presence that he has, he's a bit cocky, and I think that brings the arrogance that they need for New England. Y'all won like 6 championships in the last like 20 years. Y'all should have that arrogance. You should come around like we're the Patriots, because the last couple of years it's kind of like, oh my God, it's the Patriots, we're gonna whoop their ass. Now it's like, and bringing Vrabel in, and Vrabel knows that I won those, so I'm going to show it off. And then you don't have stuff like Jared Mayo talking about how they're weak and stuff like this. The stuff that he used to say in the media about his team. It's your team. So if I say my kids are bad, it's because it's you. You're the parent.
Yeah.
Like, so don't talk about how bad your kids are if you're the reason why they're bad. So I think I think it really does help. And them beating a good Tampa team. Tampa's been playing well, but also I think this is like kind of getting to where is Tampa real now. Like, because I knew Baker all them hits he's been taking. After a while, it's going to be kind of like, you got to relax. You got to be a real quarterback now, because you can't take all these hits and try to last the whole year, man. I don't care who you are. Like, after a while, it's getting beat up like he was getting beat up and, jumping up and doing all that stuff. It looks good, but I tell you, it wears on your body. I took a 9-hour flight from Berlin, and I'm feeling like, I promise you, I woke up today like 3 o'clock. I was like, my body's stare with my body. So trust me, I know he feeling like that on them Sunday nights and Monday mornings when he waking up. Like, sheesh.
Amanda, Tampa should have won this game. They had their opportunities, but New England just outplayed them. How are you feeling about Tampa? Kind of going through a little bit of a downswing here.
I mean, this game ended the way I expected it to. Like, New England is just playing so well. And Abe is over here talking about parents and their kids and stuff. The post about Tom Brady, who says his dog is a clone of his last dog. And then people are like, yeah, conspiracy theory. Drake May is also a clone of Tom Brady. I am laughing so like that's his dad. Like, I'm cracking up at those because you have to think that the rest of that division was like, oh, we get a couple years off. Brady's gone. It's our turn. And then Drake May just swoops in and just no. It's so funny to me. The Pats are just having an awesome run. Their rookies are playing so well. I mean, even Tampa Bay's rookies, that pass to Tez Johnson
Yeah.
was such a good pass and such a good play. I mean, it didn't work out, but he's got some good hands on him. I love all the young talent on these two teams. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun watching them. Like, Ibuka's amazing. I just think New England outplayed him in this one. I think the Bucks kind of dropped the ball literally and figuratively a few times. But I think they're just both going to be really fun to watch as the season plays out.
Yeah, I think the Bucks need to get healthy. Baker's throwing to rookies. He needs a veteran. He needs Chris Godwin to get back.
And Bucky Irving back at
Bucky
practice.
Irving. Yes, he's back at practice. They need him desperately. He's a huge
Absolutely.
part of their offense. And then Abe, great point on Stephon Diggs, and he got labeled kind of like that diva receiver, but he's a great leader, and he like fires up the teammates and holds them accountable. He told the rookie Travion Henderson, look, Ramondre's out. We need you to ball out this game and show us who you are. And he listened and played great. Travion Henderson with 147 yards, 2 touchdowns, a big reason why they won the game. So I think all the Stephon Diggs, like he was saying, like he was a problem receiver or all this stuff, he's actually pretty good, and the Patriots are getting the most out of him. So good to see.
Yeah, he's older now, man. I think it comes with all the maturity. Look at us. Like, if you went 10 years and now we was talking about football, it'd be strictly from a fan base. It wouldn't be from like the knowledge of what you know now. Like, y'all had so many intelligent ex-athletes on y'all show now, and now y'all have a different perspective. So sure, some of it is still fan waste, but some of it is like, nah, I've talked to guys that have been through it, so I know what I'm saying. It makes sense. So with him, going from different teams, being around Josh Allen, being in the Vikings, being in these different locker rooms, after a while you get tired of moving locker rooms. Like, trust me. So you like, I'm trying to stick it here. Let me just I can be me, but also I'm the vet now. Like, it hits you hard sometimes. You realize I'm the old man. Like, I'm the guy that everybody's looking towards. So if this team is terrible, I can't blame the veteran guy now. You know, like if this team is bad, I got to put it on me. I was the older guy, like, oh yeah, so Gonzalez did this, da da da. Nah, they're gonna be like Diggs. Even if it's good or bad, it's gonna be like, well, we got Diggs here. You're the older guy. That's your responsibility. You learn that as you age.
Man, it was kind of cool. I was listening to One Bills Live, a Buffalo Bills podcast, and they were kind of saying like, man, we could use a guy like Stephon Diggs right about now. All that shit they were talking about Diggs on the way out. Now they're like, oh, we kind of miss him. So
I miss that guy. Well, it's like the Cowboys. They're like, you know what we really need? We need a good defensive player who's good at getting after quarterbacks. Like, oh, that's so weird. Where would you find someone like a Micah Parsons or somebody?
yeah. Um, Amanda, how about the New Orleans Saints getting their second win of the year? And this game was just funny to me, Amanda, because we talked about this in our game picks. It's like you look at the Panthers uniform, and it's like they're supposed to suck. And we're not used to them winning games and being above 500. And the second we buy into it, the second we believe in them, and we both pick Carolina to win, here come the Saints to beat them. And they looked so bad too.
This only happened to make Green Bay look worse. That is my theory. They're like, oh, they beat Green Bay last week. They're on a hot streak. No, lose to the fucking Saints. This is Green Bay's season. Lose to the lose to the Panthers, who lose to the Saints, lose to the Browns. Like this is just what we're doing now. Whatever you can do to embarrass Green Bay.
Abe, I tried to make a joke and say like Tyler Shuck was going to have Saints fans saying, "Oh shucks," during the game, but he actually played well.
All right, so I didn't watch this game. Whether I didn't care to know about it, I didn't even know who won or lost until just now. Yeah, you got two teams that I hate. You got Carolina, you got the Saints. So I wasn't even. And then they're like, I ain't gonna say they shitty, but they've been like this year has been kind of up and down. So I didn't even watch the game. I didn't even know they was playing. I rather didn't even care. But y'all think
You're in a foreign country. You have many excuses.
Yeah, but I didn't want to excuse just for that. Like my excuse is literally because it's the Saints and the Panthers. That's literally my excuse. Like if they're playing each other, who cares? I don't give a shit about either one of those teams. So, but y'all can tell me about how good or bad it was, but I didn't. No part of me looked and see what was going on in this game.
So I will say the Saints special teams and defense, like you look at where the Panthers were down 10-7. They had a chance to come back. They had blocked field goal, fumble, and then back-to-back interceptions. Like they had so many opportunities here. And then special teams and defense just stepped up for New Orleans.
A lot of people have been wanting to say it, but they're not quite ready to. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Bryce Young's not it. Bryce Young's not the guy. And maybe it's something to do with the height. Like him and Tua, they can't see over the line and they're just struggling. But Bryce Young can't consistently put it together, and I don't know how you lose to a Saints team like that. Those 4 straight possessions absolutely killed him. It's a 3-point game, and he can't even do anything. So, yeah, you got Rico Dowdle. The Saints held him in check. And you got Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave going off. I don't know why the Saints didn't trade them, too. I guess they wanted to get their second win of the year. But, Abe, if you were Chris Olave or Alvin Kamara, wouldn't you want to get out of there and go to a contender somewhere where you play meaningful football?
That don't mean they're going to let you go. Regardless of how you feel about a situation, you're stuck. Like, I don't care what you say. I remember I got franchised. I was like, when I was in New York, 5 years, and the last 2 were like hell. I was just like, man, I'm ready to go. I didn't have to come to, I think it was my year 6, and they got their franchise tag me. And I thought franchise tag was like the ish when I was younger, because I was like, oh, you're a franchise player. So I put the franchise tag in my mind as like, you get franchised, that means you're like the ish. No. So I didn't have to come into like the week before the season started. I came in a week before the season start, and this jackass of a coach, Herm Edwards, I came in great shape, man. I'm talking about perfect shape. So I didn't start the first game, but let me tell you what he did. He made me sit out for the first play just so I wouldn't have to start on my career.
Oh my God!
So if you look at just one play, the one play of the first game, and I started every other game, but one play. So and think about coming to work and knowing that somebody just and like me being older now, I see how it different and like it changed my career. Like certain things I didn't really notice. And I have to talk to the rookies like next week for the Falcons. So I got to tell them a lot of stuff. Like, make sure you know what's going on in your career, man. Do your research, understand stuff. Because a lot of stuff I didn't understand. Like, he didn't let me go to a Pro Bowl one year. He's like, nah, you're not going. I'm like, all right. I didn't think nothing about it. I didn't know the Pro Bowl. I needed that Pro Bowl. I would have had 6 Pro Bowls on my career instead of. It's a lot of stuff that, that's just ingenuine. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is personal sometimes. A coach might not like you because of certain things you do, or he might not feel like you're that. And I didn't even notice that how a trajectory of small things can change your career. I look at my thing now, I'm like, oh yeah, I have that one game. So now them starts are like from this and this. And it is not big, but it really is. And it really was an asshole tactic if you look at like who does that? Like it was literally one play. Like one play.
I feel like the Jerry Jones, Micah Parsons situation shed a lot of light on the negative aspects of the franchise tag for fans, because I mean he was asking to leave and Micah was like, no, I want to go play for a contender. And Jerry said in an interview to the public, no, I could just franchise tag him for the next 3 years. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if he wants to leave. Like, and people are like, wait, I thought that wasn't a bad thing. And like, I feel like that really kind of publicized some of the way it's used to manipulate players.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The level of disrespect and the level of, things that they'll do for leverage and for the business, quote unquote. Yeah, that's ridiculous to sit you for the first play. It takes your start away. That's so stupid.
It was. I started 15 games that year, played in 16.
That's ridiculous.
Total beehole.
Yeah. So let's go to Jags at Texans. And Amanda, you called this game right. And this game pissed me off. And let me get into it. The Jags were up 29-10 in the third quarter. Amanda, I thought I had this game in the bag. I was enjoying it. Trevor Lawrence was playing well against a dominant Texans defense. And here comes backup quarterback Davis Mills to put the team on his back and be a superhero. You must have called Davis Mills or said something. They're like, hey, I need you. Step it up and deliver the win, because he played out of his mind in that fourth quarter.
He really did. I messaged you guys and I was like, wait, is Davis Mills better than CJ Stroud? Like, well, like totally tongue in cheek, but I mean, he really came in. I didn't really have a lot of faith in him. My pick still says Houston, question mark, because I didn't know. I have a lot of questions about Trevor Lawrence, and I've never bought into the hype there. I just don't see it. I feel like the Jags are just, I mean, all of their top skills players are just not great. They're not number one at their position for me. Like, Travis Etienne, like he's great, but I feel like they need another running back. Like Parker Washington is good. Jacoby Myers, I didn't think would really contribute right away. Like, and I was right, but also I didn't trust the Texans fully in this one. And it was kind of a coin flip, but Davis Mills had a hell of a game. Like that game-winning 14-yard touchdown run. Like, all right, I didn't know you had wheels. Okay.
That game grinded my gears. I did not like it.
Like Nico Collins out here putting up 136 yards, grinding your gears.
Yeah, exactly. But Jacoby Myers is going to be, I think, a big part of their offense going forward. They just need a reliable pass catcher. They lead the league in drops. Him and Parker Washington could be something. I
don't feel like he had time to like work out their chemistry coming in this week. Like, I think he's a great addition. I think he fills a lot of their problem areas. However, he was only there for what, 4 days before the game?
Yeah. Abe, the Texans, who started out pretty bad, they're up to 4-5. If they get CJ Stroud back, if they start to get healthier, do you think the Texans could get it going, maybe find a way into the playoffs after a bad start?
That ride with Davis Mills, man. That ride with Davis. I'm good with the backups now, man. The other guys coming in, winning games, leave them at home. Like, hey, you're good, man. We're winning right now. We don't want to put you in. San Francisco's doing it over there. Hell, Davis, how you feeling, Davis? You feeling good? Our defense is kicking ass.
Derek Stingley's one-handed interception.
Oh, yeah. That was nasty.
Hunter is so underrated as a defensive end. I'll see how many sacks he's had the last few years. He's already 100. He got there so effing fast, and I don't see how the Vikings let this guy go. I feel his pain though, because when I played, like nobody paid me attention because they had so many other big names they want to talk about. And he's okay with it though. But this guy has been murdering the league. He getting 10 sacks almost every year, and he's in the 100 club already. and people don't even know it because he's so just a football player.
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody talks about him. I was so glad when he left our division. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Yeah,
Yeah, Vikings are stupid.
crazy. He's already 7.5 sacks on the season after week 10. Like we're barely over the halfway mark. Like he is so nasty. I would like us to swoop in and take some of their defensive players and have them play wide receiver for the Packers. They've got better hands than our receivers. I think Derek Stingley would make a great receiver. So putting that petition out there as a Packers co-owner, no.
Speaking of receivers, Travis Hunter out for the season, so his rookie season is cut short. That sucks to see.
Hey, do you think when he is recovered and he is back, do you think they keep up with the two-way player and bouncing him back and forth?
They got to talk to him and they got to decide. Like, look, we need you out there here. Like, we don't want to keep and I don't think that necessarily had to do with his injury, but with football, we take everything. If you weren't going both sides of the ball, you would have been fine. So maybe let him return the kicker every now and then, or maybe let him if it's a 4th and forever and they're doing a Hail Mary, throw him in there at DB or something like that. But you got to get them into one job.
Yeah,
it's the fact, even if it's not really from fatigue, I think, but it's how the job works, man. And if you get hurt again next year, they're definitely gonna be like, what you want to do?
I think that his agent and his team needs to make a decision. A couple trick plays here and there, some returns, sure, but I think he needs to make a decision. And are you guys rooting for him to be a receiver, or are you rooting for him to stay
receiver?
You like him as a receiver?
Yeah. That's where the money's at. He's a good receiver. It's a lot more impactful, I think, as a receiver. They can just not throw at you if you're a corner. You know what I mean?
I love him on kick returns.
Yeah.
So receiver makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
He's comfortable at, I think, will be the biggest thing. That's when I say, you gotta be able to talk to the coaches and tell them what you want. And even if he wants to be a receiver, they want him at receiver. If he's not happy with that situation, he might play receiver for a little while, and he end up like Devin Hester, be playing cornerback, and then next thing you know, you're just a returner, you're the best returner in NFL league history because they couldn't decide whether receiver or a cornerback, so they're like, hell, you just return kicks now. So it'll be kind of like with him, look, you're playing offense or you're doing horribly. We're gonna move you back to corner. So you play corner a little bit. Oh, you're great at corner. You're sticking to corner. So we never know,
Yeah. Hester could have been a hell of a receiver. Bears just didn't know how to use him. So, let's go, Amanda. It's got to be getting pretty loud out there in Seattle as the Seahawks win their, I believe, 3rd straight game. They jump out to a 35-0 lead and win 44-22. Their 4th straight win. And how about DeMarcus Lawrence with 2 fumbles returned for a touchdown in a row in the I think the first quarter.
First quarter, they were up 28-0 at the end of the first. He has the same number of touchdowns as Brian Thomas Jr., Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb. That is crazy. He's got more touchdowns than Zay Flowers and Alvin Kamara on the season from one quarter. Fantastic game. I don't know how much time we need to talk about these afternoon games. They were such lopsided blowouts.
They were bad, yeah.
I went and ran 6 miles during the game. While I was out there, I saw a Detroit Lions fan. I was like, he was like, yeah, it was time. There was nothing happening in that game. And I was like, yeah, that's fair.
The Cowboys keep talking about needing a pass rusher. They let not only Micah Parsons go, but DeMarcus Lawrence as well. And he's balling out in Seattle. Abe, DeMarcus Lawrence has been a big addition to them with those 2 defensive touchdowns. Sam Darnold is winging it. How are you feeling about the Seahawks? Are they legit?
No, I can't see them being no threat. I mean, I ain't saying they're. I don't know. Personally, it's just like the Vikings were last year. I think he's going to maintain, do his thing. But I don't see Sam Darnold being the guy that we're going to be talking about Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks.
Who from the NFC then?
Huh?
Who from the NFC are you thinking? Because the NFC is pretty garbage overall. Like we've got the Lions and Seattle and the Rams who are pretty steady. The 49ers finally injuries caught up with them in this matchup that we're going to talk about for no reason. Like there's no one else. Like Tampa Bay is losing games they shouldn't lose. Like
They'll be
the
all right.
Eagles barely beat the ugly ass Packers. Like the NFC is such a mess. Seattle's the most stable team besides Detroit.
Well, but Sam Darnold is a regular season quarterback. He can give you 13, 14 wins, but he played
No,
his worst football
my
at the end
point
of the
is,
year.
no other teams are going, like, somebody has to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC.
Somebody's
It'll
got it. Yeah.
it'll
Someone
be
has to
okay.
go. We can't
It'll
just,
be
like,
okay,
as a whole,
Amanda.
like, oh, let's just send two AFC teams. Like, someone's gonna
Right.
end up there by default.
That
No,
will
the
be
NFC is going to be very competitive in the playoffs, and I'll tell you who. It's going to be Philly. It's going to be Tampa Bay. It's going to be Green Bay, and it's going to be the Rams. It's not even going to be Seattle in their own division. It's going to be the Rams. Nostradamus Alex, just by the way.
Let me write this down real quick. Who did he say? He said Phil.
So NFC Championship game is Packers Bucks, but it could be Packers Eagles. Rams are contenders too. Those are the four right there. Packers, Eagles, Bucks, Rams.
The Packers and the Eagles don't have a great history in postseason games. The Eagles can fuck right on off, so I don't like your picks.
Yeah, but the Packers have Micah Parsons. That's all they need.
Oh, didn't we have him this week?
Yeah, but regular season doesn't matter. It'll be okay. Just get to the dance.
You have so much more faith in this team than any Packers fan does right now.
I'll
But yeah,
tell
I
you
mean,
what.
let's talk about your Rams. It's so funny because this one we were like, hey, the 49ers injuries have to catch up with them at some point. And
Yeah,
holy shit, did it come to a head in this one. Matt Stafford
Matthew.
throwing his 400th touchdown pass. Just why does he beat up on everyone in the afternoon slot? Like that is Matt Stafford's hot spot. Like I think he doesn't want to get up too early in the morning. Like I think it's just right before he needs to take his Metamucil. He's just in his prime at that time of day.
Abe. So Matthew Stafford in his last 6 games, 20 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Real quick, I want to do a trivia for you guys, and Abe, I'm going to ask you, how many All-Pro selections do you think Matthew Stafford has so far in his career?
0.
0.
That's crazy.
I
You
That's
just
list
I
wild.
all
just
these
say that
list
I just say that
perfect.
because it just seems right.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy though? He's had a hell of a career.
He's such a numbers guy, but like their team has never really done anything in the postseason. Like when
But
he was with the Lions,
has he ever been the best
One
quarterback in the
time.
league? Has he
no,
ever been
I'm
the
just
best
saying
quarterback in
one
the league?
time, Alex, but
That's what all pro. All pro is like you're the best quarterback in the
yeah,
league, and I can't say one year he was the best quarterback
yeah.
in the league. He might
Do
have
you think
played.
maybe this year? Maybe?
Oh, so you think he's going to be the best quarterback right now this year?
Well, right now,
You
numbers
think he
wise,
deserves all pro? So you all
Over the
pro is
past
like
6 games, yes.
yeah,
so.
at this moment.
Season's not over with
I know.
actually.
Yeah.
So if his team goes from 7-2 now, and they end up being 7-10, or they end up being 10-7, and the Colts end up being 12-5, you're saying that Daniel Jones doesn't deserve all pro over him?
Well, Jonathan Taylor would deserve it at that point. But
But
anyways.
but I'm saying, but if we talking about all pro. All pro is the position. It's not the MVP. You're talking about MVP. All pro is the position. So in
Yeah.
all pro, we're just talking about quarterbacks. All pro is like the whole league, 32 quarterbacks that started. Boom, who you think the best quarterback in the league? That's it. Pro Bowl. This ain't Pro Bowl now. This ain't MVP. We're talking about all pro. All pro is strictly just like that position.
He's
Abe, I think you need to remember we both subconsciously will always dislike Matt Stafford because he played for the Lions.
Oh,
So
I
but
understand.
we're just trying to argue stats right now.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him his credit. At this moment, the past 6 games, he would probably get it at this moment. But to your point, Abe, can he keep it up? Can
Yeah.
he do it the rest of the year? And more importantly, can he take the Rams on a deep playoff run? Right. So
I love the idea of him pulling a Ray Lewis, and he said coming into the season, yeah, this might be my last year. He's got a lot of back stuff going on. He's got 4 daughters at home, young girls too. Like I feel like him pulling a Ray Lewis and pulling off one last Super Bowl appearance, one win, and then retiring would be such a great end to his career. I don't want to see the Rams in the Super Bowl. I would like to hope that there's still some hope of Tampa Bay or Green Bay, one of the Bays going. Um, but that would be a great way to end his career.
Most people call that pulling a John Elway, but I know you're not allowed to say that. You
No.
don't like Elway.
I don't like John Elway or helicopters. So
um, and we'll see. I think this is the week. We were waiting for the 49ers to decide on Mac Jones versus Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy will be back next week after that performance. So we'll see what the 49ers do there. Hell of a matchup in week 11, Amanda. The 7-2 Seahawks at the 7-2 Rams. This is where Sam Darnold, if he outplays Stafford, gets a big road win, then we can start talking. But I expect Stafford and the Rams to take care of business at home.
that Seattle defense is looking. I mean, I don't want to say it and jinx it, but they're looking kind of like a smidgen of something. I'm not.
Yeah, a little Legion of Boomish.
I said we were not going to say it and jinx it. Yeah.
I had to say it.
The Legion of Doom. I don't know.
There you
They're
go.
spicy. I like them. I don't want Seattle to play well because the fans get so obnoxious out here. But
Yeah.
like I've never been anywhere else where people are just shouting across grocery stores during a game. Like Bears fans never did that back home. Lions fans don't do that. Like why? Why?
Because Seattle, I don't know. Seattle fans are crazy.
They are. I'm glad there's so much school spirit, but it's a little obnoxious.
Abe, the Lions have been, they're 5-3 going into this game. The Dan Campbell takes over offensive play calling from John Morton. A little bit, is that a panicky move at 5-3 to take over the play calling like that? What do you think?
No, I mean it's his team, and
Yeah.
I think he's been a great coach, and why not? I mean, like honestly, anything Dan Campbell does is pretty much being people are copycatting. So him doing this, everybody else gonna be like, hey, I'm going to take it. Hey, Raheem Morris might be trying to take the offensive. He might be trying to take the job next week. You never know. But if it's something that, and obviously they won this game pretty much in a landslide, but it's his team. Like people forget that this is his team and they're winning when he makes good decisions. Also, I want to know what happened with the fight between Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like what triggered that? Because the guy saying that he punched him first, and all we got to see
No,
was the.
if you watch the game take back, Amon-Ra threw the first punch. It was just way more subtle. Like his was like a little like close in jab, and then the other guy like swung like what like one was more
Man,
noticeable
always
than
get
the
the
other.
second. Yeah.
Um, I want to know what triggered it, but like we can see Amon-Ra started it. He just got away with it.
So both of them getting the FedEx. They got the FedEx then. So we used to call it the FedEx because like after you get in a fight or something, like, oh man, you gonna have that FedEx. FedEx gonna be in your locker. You get fined, and they put it in the FedEx. You can just like you'll see like they used to say, don't get the pink slip and don't get the FedEx because the pink slip you got cut. The FedEx and then you got fined. So I used to get a lot of FedExes. I used to get a lot.
Do you have like FedEx PTSD when they come to your house? You see like
No,
FedEx?
I love FedExes now. I love when people send me FedExes now. FedEx, I like doing business. The older you get, like I hated doing business. Like I've been the worst business guy in life. And the money that I have in my account now will show that I wasn't a great businessman. I wasn't horrible, but I hated business. But now, like you give me some business, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this paperwork. Let me do this paperwork. Yes. And so I'm talking to the rookies. I'm telling them, make sure that y'all start loving business because everybody doing your business for you ain't business for you. So you gotta do your shit yourself. But I love business now. Like anytime my lawyers send me stuff, let me read this over. What does that word mean, please? Oh, yeah, let me sign here. Please can you fax that back to them, please? Yes, email me, please. Thank you. Yeah, I love all that shit.
Abe puts his glasses on to read through his contract.
I do. I have readers.
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
I do have readers now.
I predicted the shit out of that. I just have to say this coming matchup for the Lions, I am so excited about. Lions Eagles, that should be so fun. Like there are a couple games this coming week that I'm really excited to see. Bills Bucks for sure. Lions Eagles is another one. Like there's so many good ones. I feel like that will show us who these teams are because this season has been weird as hell.
Let me just go ahead. I can announce it now. I don't need to know who's playing or who's not or what's going on. The Eagles at home take it to the bank. Philly for the win on Sunday Night Football.
I mean,
Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that in a couple of days. This episode's getting too long. We need to Sunday night football and get out of here.
Yeah, we're so Commanders are gonna be without Jaden Daniels, Traylon Burks, Trey Amos versus the Dolphins in Spain. Miami looking to get on a winning streak, so Commanders season is falling apart very rapidly. Amanda, Sunday night football, Chargers jump up to a 12-3 lead and win 25-10 at home. The Steelers offense looks damn near broken in this game. And it really pissed me off that they didn't do anything at the trade deadline, whether it be Breece Hall or Chris Olave or somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this might be one of the worst performances I've seen from Aaron Rodgers. I was very disappointed. I was expecting a scrappy game. I was expecting the Steelers that should have played against Green Bay. That's what I wanted. Or the ones who came back and won last week. Like that, it just, I mean, Aaron Rodgers' QBR was 4.5.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like that, no one wants to see that. Like, I don't want Aaron Rodgers to go out at the end of his career with games like that. I hope they bounce back. Like, even if they just have their mediocre Mike Tomlin, what, barely not losing season, that's fine. But I don't want to see this for the rest of the season from Aaron Rodgers. Like, I want a better game from him. His receivers got to stop dropping balls though.
Yeah,
Like,
they
DK's
still
hands
need
have been
another
rich this
receiver.
season.
I
DK
mean,
has
they
been,
didn't. Jalen Waddle, the Dolphins wanted a first for Jalen Waddle.
which is
Fuck it.
crazy.
Like, you're trying to win a championship. Make a move. Imagine if you had Jalen Waddle and DK Metcalf. Abe, I just feel like the Steelers should have done something. Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara, somebody to help give this offense a boost.
Yeah, I just felt like the Chargers just played a better game.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know anything about football anymore. So it's just like
Hey,
whoever.
you're a resident pro.
Yeah, you're
Shut
the
up,
expert.
Abe.
You know what you're talking
Quit
about.
undermining the podcast.
I'm feeling just how y'all feel sometimes. Like I need to talk to someone because let me talk to somebody who might know a little more about football because I'm like, I am getting lost, but I think they did a good job of just hitting Aaron Rodgers in the face. Like they did a good job of keeping him like, you seen the pic they had online?
The slow-mo pics of him getting his ass beat. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
bad.
like I said, NFL now, we can't tell. Like we can go for what we think we know, but that's not the NFL this year. It's literally, I think it's just the matchups that we don't see. Like when people read film and like stuff that I'm used to like doing, like just breaking film down, saying, oh, this cornerback is not going to be good on this receiver. I think this is what we're seeing in football now. We really went down and watched tape together. Like you see a lot of people do. We'll see like, oh, that's the matchup that you want to do. And I think that's what happened in the NFL this year because we can't predict from just like, oh, it's a good Steelers team. Oh, the Chargers have played bad the last 2 weeks. Then they're come out and just, oh, this matchup is killing this guy. Oh, this guy's like, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. It's such a week-to-week league, such a matchup league, so hard to predict, but it's a lot of fun. Steelers sign Asante Samuel Jr. I know Amanda's a little sad about that. She wanted him to sign in Green Bay.
When he came to visit the team, they should have just like locked him in the basement or something.
That's what I said. Don't let him leave.
I know. It was so weird that they called it a visit and not a tryout, though. Like that seems strange.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Once he's medically cleared, it's like sign him, but good for the Steelers. They play the Bengals next week, so hopefully they can bounce back. It looks like Joe Burrow is back to practice this week, so he's expecting to be available in December. We'll see if the Bengals are still alive. And Week 11 Thursday Night Football tomorrow night, we've got the 2-7 Jets at the 8-2 Patriots. The red-hot New England Patriots are at home. The Jets will be without Garrett Wilson. Thursday night's tricky. Abe, any reason you're going to pick the Jets for an upset here, or are you riding with the red-hot Patriots?
I don't know, man. That's a good one. I'm going to go with the Patriots, though. But I think the Jets are going to play better than we think because these last couple of weeks, the confidence that Aaron Glenn has given this squad, especially getting rid of two of your so-called best players, and they're coming out and winning the game against Cleveland. And they didn't win it just because the offense was great or the defense was great. They won it because the team played well. So I think that the team has a different focus. Now, you only got to win a couple of games to get your mind right. And like I said, in this NFL,
who knows?
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Pats because I don't think you can throw
six.
No, I'm
And then
picking the Pats. I don't think you can throw 6 completions against the Patriots and win a game. Like I think that offense is too spicy. You're gonna need to put up some points.
you're going Pats as well. Clean sweep. But every time we do this, it seems to go the opposite way.
Yeah. So congrats to the
So.
Jets on their win tomorrow night. Good for them.
Right.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Triple A, bringing the heat as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.